On Valentine's Day, 1992, my beautiful bundle of love was born, Collin. He changed my life forever. Collin brought so much joy into our lives. He was a wonderful baby, a happy baby. He smiled, he cooed, he gurgled, he giggled, and just was such an easy, wonderful baby. Great eye contact, very social, loved to cheese. If you picked up a camera, he would burst out in a smile and look straight at the camera. So he was just delightful, hit all the milestones on time. We thought we had the perfect baby boy. But then when he turned around 15 to 18 months of age, I started seeing differences in him. He regressed. He was losing skill. I knew something was wrong. So I brought these concerns to the pediatrician. He really brushed it under the carpet and said that, you know, boys talk later than girls. I wouldn't worry about this. He totally made me feel like there was nothing to worry about. But I couldn't deny that I was seeing him slip away. I just felt panicky about trying to figure out what it was and trying to figure out what we needed to do to solve the problem. So the pediatrician, after bringing these concerns to him several times, finally agreed at my insistence that he would give me a referral to a developmental pediatrician. And that's when we got the diagnosis of autism. I was expecting the prescription. Okay, take 2 pills a day and come back in a week and he should be doing a lot better. It was a life sentence. There was no hope. I left that office just with a hole in me. And so that just really sent me on a journey to learn all I could learn about autism. And I read books and researched anything I could get my hands on that would help me understand this and help me try to figure out how I could help Collin. And through this process, I learned about this state-of-the-art revolutionary preschool program that was getting statewide attention and beyond. It was a classroom that was really making a difference for a lot of developmentally delayed children. I was so thankful for the opportunity to have Collin in this class and to meet his teacher, Eldridge, and collaborate with her, because I knew if Ann and I worked together that Collin had so much potential, and I was just so hopeful that he was finally going to get the help that he needed.
My name is Eldridge, and I was Collin's preschool teacher in the inclusive preschool classroom. I loved working in that classroom. There were developmentally delayed children and neurotypical children, and everybody learned through play. It was wonderful. I loved working with kids, and I knew I was going to love working with him. But after about 3 weeks, things began to change. He exhibited extreme problem behavior. He would run out of the classroom. He would tear things off the wall. He would injure himself. He was aggressive towards other teachers in the classroom. I felt that Collin was making teaching very difficult, not just teaching him, but for me to teach other kids. I had always loved it, and suddenly it was so difficult now. I laid all these problems squarely on Collin.
I knew we had to find another treatment option for Collin, and so I continued digging and digging and digging, researching autism, researching treatment options, and I discovered a treatment called applied behavior analysis. I really felt like that was the treatment that was going to help Collin. At the time, there were only 2 research-based locations that were providing this treatment. One was out in California. It required us to move to California and live there, which was not possible for us. The other was in Wisconsin. And through phone call after phone call after phone call, I finally got through with the doctor there at that program and convinced him to come to Sumter, South Carolina to start a workshop for Collin.
I could tell when I talked to her that she felt like this was going to be the treatment answer for Collin, but honestly, I felt that she was in for a big disappointment. I did not see how in 3 days, even a very well-known doctor could come in and change things for this little boy. Still I went, and boy, was I ever wrong.
Collin, put the gun pack behind the van. Yes, way to go. Good boy, that's great.
Immediately, this doctor started making a change with him. He worked directly with him, developed a very clear, concise treatment program for him. It was an incredible weekend.
That's right.
When we started the treatment program, Collin immediately responded.
I realized that the problems I had been experiencing with Collin in the classroom were not his problems, only his reaction to the way I was teaching him. I learned how to use reinforcement to encourage him to learn. I was given programs that were very thorough and very structured for me to follow to teach him. I learned effective ways for reducing problem behavior, but because of my training to use reinforcement, I learned more effectively how to set up an environment that Collin wanted to be in, that he wanted to learn in, and that changed everything for him, and it changed everything for me.
He began making progress. He entered a regular education 5K classroom and continued it in regular ed with minimal support. He graduated high school in the top 5 of his class. After high school, Collin was accepted to the University of South Carolina, where he studied linguistics, and in just a few months he is going to graduate with a 3.8 GPA. He is fluent in 12 languages, and the little guy that we worked so hard to teach him how to talk and learn to communicate now has a bright future, and he's going to be teaching either high school French or Spanish or possibly English to international students at the University of South Carolina.
Because of Collin's success, Susan and I were committed to learning more about applied behavior analysis and providing that treatment option for children throughout the United States. So 15 years ago, we formed Early Autism Project.
We've been working side by side to give the opportunity of hope to other families. So I have the best job in the world to work and give back to families and give them that hopefulness. And so when they get the diagnosis of autism, it's not devastating, it's not falling off a cliff, it's just the start of the journey, and there is hope because of ABA and because of what this treatment can do for children with autism.